Now, time for my guests, Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish. Now, you'll know them best from TV's Outlander and loads of other films. They've just released their first book, Clanlands, Whiskey, Warfare, and a Scottish adventure like no, I've had a bit of a whiskey myself. A Scottish adventure like no other, which is a bestseller. It's flying off the shelves. People are loving this book, and I can understand why. It's sort of a part travelogue, part confessional, and genuinely laugh out loud moments in it. It's brilliant, and I'm so pleased they're on the line now. How are you both?
Michael, very good, Michael.
Nice to talk to you. Where are you? Sam, where are you?
I'm in sunny London, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not. Oh, it is. Actually, the sun's coming out now. Actually, it was rubbish this morning. And where are you, Graham?
I am also in sunny London. I am looking out at this moment.
This is so not Scottish.
We are not in the same apartment. We're not.
Yes, I'm actually outside Sam's house, just looking up, waiting for him to come to the window. Yeah.
You're just missing him so much.
That's it.
Oh, so for people who don't know, explain this book, Clanlands, to everyone. What can you tell us about it?
Wow, I think you encapsulated it rather well, actually, Michael.
Thank you.
It is a bit of a confession. You did. I mean, it's like it's a conversation, really. I guess, really, between Sam and myself is the best way to describe it. And because we were writing it during lockdown, during like 4 months, where we were separated by thousands and thousands of miles. I was in New Zealand, he was in Scotland. We were actually writing it on a shared document. So quite literally, Sam would be writing something, and then, or vice versa, and then the other cursor would come up, and you'd see them kind of interrupting you.
Rude.
And, well, no, actually, I think you'll find that's not what happened.
So to explain what the book, I mean, that was you writing it, but so how did you then get the material for the book? You went travelling right over Scotland, didn't you?
That's right. We were shooting our TV show, which is going to be out next year, called Men in Kilts, and this was kind of like the original road trip. And myself and Graham were basically driving around Scotland in a camper van and various other forms of transport as well. There's kayaks and motorbikes and unicycles and whatever else you want to imagine. But we go meeting these fantastic Scottish characters and look into the history and the culture of Scotland, and it goes awry occasionally, but yeah, it was a really
it's an amazing place, Scotland, isn't it? I mean, it's steeped in such history and mythology and beautiful scenery. Where stands out? Did you know Scotland well before?
Well, I've been obviously there.
Yeah, we both.
I've been there. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, no, go on, mate.
No need to be
This
polite.
is what happened in the camper van. Yeah, well, obviously, we've both been working on the on Outlander, and we see some great locations there, and obviously Outlander utilizes a lot of that landscape. But I wanted to know more about the Highlanders and the Scottish Highlanders, and obviously Graham is also from Scotland, and we just we wanted to know more. And
what was the most surprising thing you found out?
Well, I mean, for me, God, there's so many surprising things, to be honest with you. But really, I think it's the difference between, I think, often the perceived romance of Scotland and actually the much more, to my mind, interesting truth of Scotland, which is that it's much more complicated than that, and that the story of Scotland is one of great courage, one of great tragedy. A story that's really shaped the destiny of that country to this very day. So it was a real immersion into Scottish culture and history, which I loved doing. I really did.
But the reason this works, though, is because the two of you are together, and there's this great bond, this great camaraderie, and you're very funny together. Yeah. How did you meet? How did you meet? Was it on the show on Outlander?
Yeah, it was. We met in we actually touch on, in the book, we talk a lot about Outlander, obviously, because it's where we met, but we also talk about our lives as actors and as Scotsmen and sort of, our relationship to the country. But yeah, we talk about that fateful day when Graham walked into the audition studio in Soho in London, and it wasn't like Romeo and Juliet. I think it was something completely different, wasn't it? Sort of turn and hooch.
No, very different to Romeo and Juliet. Yes, no, this was the Romeo and Juliet where Romeo tries to throw Juliet off the balcony. Yeah.
More Laurel and Hardy.
No,
maybe.
Yes,
more
and Costello.
More Laurel and Hardy. And I would never have imagined when I met him 7 years ago that I would be sharing a camper van with him riding around Scotland.
Well, what was that like? I mean, they're cosy at the best of times.
Oh, Michael.
Oh, yeah. Was it a nightmare?
No idea.
Who snores the most?
I think also just beginning. Yeah. I didn't really think about it before I got in the camper van that I'd actually never driven one and hadn't driven, a manual vehicle for many years. So, yeah. So, there were a few hairy moments.
He only passed his test when he was 30.
Yeah.
So not long ago then.
I know.
And was there a lot of whiskey drunk?
Oh, well, yeah.
Can you do a PhD in different whiskies?
Sam definitely could.
Yeah. We started, I think, our first day at 9 a.m. with a whiskey tasting, which was one of the chapters we talk about whiskey, the sort of creation, and it is synonymous with Scotland. But yes, that was probably not the wisest way to start our day, but it certainly, it was fuel for...
Oh, I don't know. Times like this is kind of the best way sometimes. And this is going to be turning into a docu-series, isn't it? You're making the live action version of what you did.
Exactly.
Have you filmed it yet?
Yes, we have.
So
we did a lot of filming.
Was it done in before lockdown then?
Some of it was.
Right.
Some of it was. A lot of what we touch on in the book was done pre-lockdown, but we've subsequently done some during lockdown in August, where we were lucky enough to be able to film in Scotland when, we followed all the protocols, etc., and all of that. And it was a very, very happy shoot. But there was a lot of material, and we covered a lot of the country.
August in Scotland, that's like midge heaven.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we found out something on our road trip that midges, they have, they do love me for some reason and despise Graham. They don't even touch him.
Kind of like life, really.
It's interesting his choice of words. You see, it's not that they despise me. They just they like to
leave you alone.
Sam's blood, and they
do.
Yes. He would literally be in a cloud of midges, and I would be fine.
You're the same as me. They wait for me. I'm sure they wait for me, and then they come out and they attack. I did a gig at Glamis Castle. Did you go to Glamis?
No, we didn't.
It's amazing. No. Well, I did a gig there, and we came onto the stage in the summer, and the sun was right in our eyes, so we were blind. We couldn't see a thing. I was wearing a white suit. So the second the sun went down and the light to every flying creature in Scotland went, we'll have a bit of ball. And as I'm hitting the big note for Love Changes Everything, something flew in my mouth and went down. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We loved it. Listen,
you needed Sam. You needed Sam in the audience as a sort of distraction.
To distract
the
them,
midges.
Yeah.
And they would have left you alone. They would have just
next time, Sam,
talked to him.
You're on the payroll. I'm having you there. You make it all go for you.
I'm not doing any driving though.
No, I'm not going to let you. Are you kidding? He wasn't just driving though. I mean, you had kayaks and boats and everything, motorbikes.
Yes,
we are. Yeah.
Yes, tandems.
Oh, do you know what?
The tandem was particularly unpleasant.
Who went on the front?
Well, I thought I was doing the right thing by going on the front.
No, the back. You don't have to do anything.
Exactly. No one knows if you're not doing anything. Yeah.
You can be on your phone. You don't have to do a thing. It's all the work.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? We should bring them back. I think we should use more tandems. They're wonderful.
I think it's lovely because you've both got phenomenally successful acting careers, and to have found this little sort of double act going, and the book, I've got to recommend it. It's called Clanlands, Whiskey, Warfare and Scottish Adventure like no other. It's really smashing. Thank you, guys. It's lovely. I thought I'd play an appropriate song. How about the Proclaimers? I'm on my way. doesn't get better than that. God bless you too. Stay safe.
Thank you.
See you. Bye now.
Cheers.
Coucou les addicts, c'est Aurélie du site Outlander Addict et j'ai un message pour vous. Si cette vidéo vous a plu, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner à la chaîne, à mettre un like ou à partager cette vidéo sur vos réseaux en cliquant sur le bouton partager qui se trouve juste en dessous. Pour prolonger votre expérience, je vous encourage à visiter régulièrement mon site internet outlander-addict.com. Vous y retrouverez des traductions, des articles et plein d'infos et d'actualités sur Outlander. À très bientôt.